Hello and welcome to the Martian Enterprise Tournament. And this is the first match of day 2. Eggs in multiple baskets. We are on IO. I'm Lahi and casting with me is Trapping Win.
Hello. So yeah, this map, what strikes me is that there's a lot of red prices, so you have to figure out a strategy to make money, like not using yesterday's awards. So it will be quite different from yesterday.
Yeah.
One thing you can do is grab some early carbon, which is always nice because it also lets you go into fuel, which is a solid market. I expect good early markets to be fuel and power, personally. Even though we have an electronics colony, that usually takes a while to build up. So maybe a scav southwest?
Yeah, Scavs of Southwest, there's not much rich carbon, but you can work with this amount and this carbon will be a good kickstarter. Other than that, they can also always found on near basalt and oxygen field.
Yep. And I believe all the carbon actually is in the southwest. You don't want to be too far away, and yeah, everyone felt somewhat close to it.
Yeah, makes sense.
We have 2 elites. Wow.
Ooh. I wonder what's going to happen after the elite. Elite has been controversial and a faction. I'm not sure how well they will perform this patch.
I'm not sure if Clippy crashed something, but he managed to get HQ2 instantly. But now he has real issues placing any buildings. Cannot afford solar condenser, he cannot afford the sort platform. This happens sometimes if you use exactly all your money to get to HQ2.
Oh.
And this space looks pretty sad right now. Meanwhile, Swakal, who took a while to get to HQ2, but he actually has his basalt platform down.
Yeah.
So he's looking in a better spot right now. And we have Lut Shadow right next to Swakal as an expensive. So these two will compete for the same resources. And they both have basalt and oxygen though, so you should be able to cooperate over that in that area.
One thing I would
and Morgan is first into ions.
One thing I would like to note is that when nothing makes money, power makes money, and I think Morgan is in a good place to make power because scavengers does not consume a lot of power, and second, scavenger mines resources faster than others. I mean, they fast mine at the same rate, but they don't use steel, and steel is slow to produce. To clarify.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe as an HQ free play, or would you scrap some metal mines here and go nuclear straight away?
Yeah.
I think I like HQ free. Swakal and Lit Shadow are the first into power though. Lit Shadow with the geothermal and Swakal with the nuclear plant.
Expensive HQ spends half steel for building and therefore geothermal. Unlike elite, they only consume 60 steel for building those, so it's easy for Lit Shadow to get into those power.
Yeah. So Morgan did take the upgrade before going nuclears, which is a solid choice. Now we can afford a triangle of them. Not a triangle, sorry. He only did 2. So he did 2 of them and a patent lab. Oh, look at this. So Morgan will know that there's a shortage coming, a natural shortage coming on power because he's a scavenger. He might
interesting play on Morgan. A power surge, someone bought a power surge, and Morgan scrapped unfinished patent lab and swapped it into power, so that Morgan
that's because he saw the shortage, I think.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's why Morgan did it. It was a nice and fast reaction.
Yeah, I like it. So now everyone is in the shortage because it's happening right now. How do people reacting? Clipper going into solar panels. Swakal not too concerned, he's going into glass. So who's gonna make power man? Yeah, Lit Shadow is first to make power man actually. He has 2 geos. And making a third. Oh wow.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Now the prices have started rising and there are more things worth producing. What I would like to point out is that other elites players have not been selling down silicon, but Lich Shadow has been. It will be a great income for the early starving time, but having the stockpile of silicon is also nice. So I don't think auto-selling this is a good idea here.
Yeah, I like what Morgan did. He did scrap the aluminum mines to go into even more nuclear plants. So he's on 5 nuclear plants and getting a lion's share of this power money, allowing him to get to HQ4. So because all of the prices started red and they're low in general, that makes the little money you can get even more important. So him getting this much power money really, really kickstarting him to HQ4 here. So the problem maybe Morgan's found is lack of adjacent oxygen, but he did find 2 remote oxygen, oxide ice, and we'll have to deal with pirates there, I think, but should be solid for him.
This is a bit awful. I think I prefer to build oxygen on a bit far away so that I can have triple if I want. You don't want to have single tile if you don't have enough, and you don't have claims to go triple.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 might not be enough. Although, since Lich Shadow and Swakkel has really good access to it, and Clip has decent access to it, probably not gonna be a price that explodes. And ooh, and bid more for this, bid more for this. So this is always a really nice treat when they auction off an optimization center this early, and wow, 46k is a steal for that.
Morgan is really well set up for this. Having 2 optimization center at HQ4 before all others, this will be very strong.
Yeah, so even if prices aren't the highest right now, optimizations are still pretty good, especially when you're making chems yourself. So you can optimize the chems and optimize the next market you intend to move into, probably food. And yeah, I really like Morgan's position here. But right now we have a tremor, so money income will be really low across the board. We have Lich Shadow first into a patent lab, and he's grabbing liquid batteries. So another reason why oxygen prices might not explode this game.
Yeah.
Morgan going after superconductor.
We have a war between Pleasure Dome here. Lich Shadow was first Pleasure Dome, making 200 something money. But Clippy, as an elite, started building a Pleasure Dome and wants to contest this market. And Morgan doesn't like either of them, so Slowdown striked both Pleasure Domes.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if the habitat on the other side of the colony was there when they placed their building, their Pleasure Domes. But generally, I would like to spread out my Pleasure Dome from my opponents, so that this doesn't happen.
Yeah. Unless I don't want to attack anything, and this person is the leader.
Yeah. So Morgan grabs Superconductor, which is not super useful right now, but it will come in handy once the power price rises again, and going after thinking machines. Meanwhile, Lich Shadow has his eyes on transparent aluminum.
Morgan seems to have a nice lead, but Lich Shadow is first to HQ5.
Oh, so he is.
Yeah, so they have massive amounts of claims, but they should keep in mind that securing late game advantage also matters.
He did keep getting power money. After everyone else scrapped out, he still had his free geos and make him really solid amounts of money.
I'm concerned.
And also a nice stockpile of oxygen.
I'm concerned about fuel situation. Lich Shadow is not producing. Morgan is not producing.
Is making a triangle right now.
Yeah,
although,
that is nice.
Making it in low ground. What's the height there? I'm not sure why he chose there in particular, but having fuel would be nice.
I like that people are being wary of the bonus and trying to separate buildings as much as possible.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Of course. I like it too. Okay.
Yeah. Currently, everyone is eligible for the award. Swako has clumped up buildings, but one is good, so it is separated from the rest. And other players do not have too much connected buildings.
Yeah. So carbon price is 200. When we see pirates even targeted carbon now.
Yeah.
I think maybe people are overcommitting to carbon now. Everyone has at least a pair of carbon clubs. So yeah, basically means if you have carbon stockpiled, it's time to sell it because that price is going to go down pretty fast.
Yeah.
Morgan did get HQ5, Lit Shadow with a money lead, and it looks to be in a really good spot here. I wouldn't mind seeing optimization center at this point. So Morgan going after synthetic meat, and Lit Shadow after nanotechnology. Actually, everyone's going after nano. But Lit Shadow will get it first, and then Clip and then Swackle.
Between Morgan and Lit Shadow, and also Clippy. Actually, yeah. Between all the HQ5 players, who do you think is in the best position right now?
Oh well, Clipper did just upgrade. I'm not sure, how does he have 100k? So just looking over there, I quite like him.
Yeah.
He came from nowhere with 100k and
Clippy
and
is
being made.
As an elite has just built 2 optimization centers, and elite with optimization center is really powerful. That said, Clippy is in deep debt, and that situation is not going to better because Clippy is not making any power.
Yeah, I feel like either Morgan or Lichar could make an aggressive move on Clippy because his stock is so cheap. And yeah, there we heard the nanotechnology sound being played a lot at the same time because Clippy and Swacker got it 2 seconds after each other.
Yeah.
Lit Shadow will secure virtual reality too. So reason I would like Lit Shadow here is I really like expansives in general, and he has a lot of key patents. What keeps me against vouching for him as the winner here is just the fact that it's 0 optimization centers. You really need them.
So we are seeing Clippy extending this claim and making himself not eligible for the award. What I would suggest is that what Clippy could have done was extend nuclear plants to near the basalt platform, not the oxygen collector. It's easy to forget.
I want to point out what's happening in the stock market instead, because Lit Shadow did make a move, but he went into Swackle, who's really struggling, has higher stock price than Clippy, and had stock in himself too. This is not the correct target at all. I would much rather see you go into Clippy at this point.
I don't like this because even if Lit Shadow buys out Swackle, Lit Shadow is not in a good position to buy out someone right away, and Swackle is not the cheapest person, and also Swackle is at HQ4, which means they are going to take more time to pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. So the people making money right now are the people with chemical refineries that are optimized, which is Morgan and Clippy. Clippy is split the triangle there, making 400 a second each. Very, very nice. And that's a perfect chemical optimization. Even though, wait, I think Lit Shadow surplus did. So forcing people to sell out and definitely the profits a bit.
I think what Morgan should do, or Lit Shadow even, is that they can make a move on the cheapest person right now, who is Clippy, and it's a half price of other leading players. So having a lead in this stock war is going to help them greatly with the expenditure.
Lit Shadow's income really dried up now. It's mostly just a fuel. Morgan still has some really solid ones. Yeah, Morgan is in a great position to buy Clippy here. Just go straight into him before he buys himself. Place that.
And what Clippy should do is, I believe, buy their own stock and pay down their debt.
Our methods continue to improve.
If they're going for the long game.
Optimization routine successful.
It's interesting though. If I was elite, I would just give up the award and just put buildings sprawling around the base, because as you start optimizing, you get so much claims and you cannot separate them unless you do it like a Lich Shadow and separate them using triangles remote production.
The black market is open for business.
Well, just need to goon it, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, goon is not cheap anymore.
So Morgan made a move into... I feel like people are letting get Clippy away. I mean, we talked about this like 5 times now. I cannot believe the Morgan is going for Lich Shadow. So Lich Shadow is pretty close to buying Swakol, sure. But Swakol isn't a good sub. Like, what does he have? He has no patents, no optimizations, so it was very late to issue 5. I don't know. I guess it's easy for us to say as observers, though. You don't always have a good sense of what other people have in patents and optimizations and such.
I guess what made Lich Shadow attractive is that Lich Shadow has stock in Swakol, and if Lich Shadow does not sell out, Morgan can secure all the stocks of Lich Shadow. But I would still like to buy Clippy because of stock price.
Yeah. Morgan goes for a space elevator here, and the launches aren't amazing, but he did secure thinking machines, which makes this a bit safer for him. And if nothing else, we'll make sure he always has a solid source of income. And I would really like to look at the electronics market right now if I'm one of these players.
Yeah.
Start optimizing it, start making it.
The colony was consuming
Lich
it.
Shadow is doing that.
Colony was consuming it, and Lich Shadow has been hacking it.
No, I think he surplus chems instead. I think this shortage was natural, isn't it?
I see.
You might be right.
Yeah, Lich
But
Shadow.
so what I would like to see from Lich Shadow is just one more optimization center. These optimizations are not coming fast enough. He just got his first one in electronics.
Yeah, and Lich Shadow has to build or optimize electronics a bit more.
So 97% on the buy on Swakol for Lich Shadow. Yeah, at this point you should just take it. But Clippy has been left alone and is sitting on the biggest stockpile of cash right now. Wait, he just lost. Oh, he paid off all his debt. Okay.
Yeah.
So Clippy finished buying the last cheap stock himself and then paid off 150k of debt. So he's gonna feel really, really safe from here. So the window to move on him is really gone at this point. And he has gotten 4 free claims, queuing up 2 more using his optimization. Yeah, Clippy is in a really good spot, in my opinion.
I would be very afraid of Clippy right now, as Morgan, who was been in lead in money department. Now Clippy is richer than Morgan, and being elite, it's
sorry, I want to point out, Lich Shadow did not buy Swakol, even though he's had 100% for a minute now. Instead, he finished a space elevator.
Oh.
So I'm not sure he knows how close he is to the buy here, or that he actually still has it, even after the...
That dynamite hurts. Oh.
Yeah, this is not good. So he got dynamited as soon as it finished. He didn't get the launch or anything. Now he's repairing it too. He's still not buying Swakol.
And spiked aluminium to 200. And I wonder who sold it down. Maybe Morgan? Morgan was producing the most.
It was Clippy. He had 600.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Clippy has... Wow. Yeah.
I think Clippy
I was surprised if Clippy does not win this.
I think Clippy can think about starting to buy Morgan at this point.
Yeah.
Or wait for Morgan to buy 1 or 2. Use more money on Lich Shadow a bit. It depends.
Clipper going into, what is this, 9 electronics factories, and they're all perfect. So it's gonna crash the market pretty hard.
Yeah.
And he might actually want to look into going space alert just to secure the future income. They can do that while buying into Morgan, basically. Or at least start preparing for it, making aluminum mines. So what is Luciano thinking here?
I
What does
am
he
not
want to
sure.
do? Like at this point, he is almost getting bought by Morgan. Morgan needs how much? 150k more. And I mean, doing nothing. Too much for Lit Shadow.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening here.
Yeah. If you were Morgan, would you? What would you do? It seems too late to buy the Shadow, and it's probably not going to win you the game by getting into Clippy, pulling out of Shadow.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, we've ignored Clippy for too long, I think.
Yeah.
But maybe if something silly happens in the stock market, someone else could win. Oh, something silly is happening.
Morgan is making a move.
Okay, Morgan moves on Clippy.
Lit Shadow moves into Morgan.
But Lit Shadow has no money. Clippy has almost 1 million.
If I were Clippy, it would be...
Yeah.
If it would be attractive to buy out Lit Shadow, although it's not a winning move at this point. Because you can get so much stock by buying Lit Shadow.
I would 100% buy the empty stock, and then I would buy all the available Morgan stock.
Yeah.
But Morgan, I mean, if Clippy doesn't buy this soon, Morgan is pretty close.
Yeah, Morgan is 50k away, like a one launch.
Yeah. There we go. He clicks the button, and... yeah, Luciano is just... doesn't have the money needed. Swakal has some money, not anywhere near what Clippy has. Yeah, I don't see anyone beating Clippy here.
It was too late. I think people might start thinking about buying expensive goon to secure the bonus.
Oh yeah, we should look at Morgan's base. Did you pay attention?
I have So last time I checked, Morgan had goon in the nuclear plant tiles, but did not have one in the quarry tiles, but I have to check it.
Okay. Okay, we'll verify if Morgan got it afterwards. Oh, look at Clippy space, all those farms.
Oh, so much water consumption. But it's still making excellent amount of money.
Making 20 food a second using 12. But yeah, nobody's close to threatening Clippy here, so just waiting for the buyer.
This is power of late game elite.
Yeah. And really, I mean, we pointed it out so many times, but every time we yelled that Clippy should be being bought, there was a reason we yelled it, and this is the reason. If you don't do it, then this happens. And Clippy stretches him so thin to get to HQ5 to get the advantages he had. The price he paid to get there was to have the debt. And the way to punish that is to buy his really, really cheap stock. And the benefit of doing that is you get a good sub because he stretched himself thin. He played greedily. Yeah, so people just needed to punish that on the stock market. That's what happened here. And oh wait, Swaka got bought. Did you pay attention to his base?
Yeah, Swako is eligible for the award.
Okay.
And so is the Shadow.
Yeah. What about Clippy?
Clippy is not.
No, there's no way. Yeah. Okay. So maybe Morgan, definitely Swaka and Lich. Okay. I'll update the scoring right away.
Alright. Clippy needs about 500k. It should come down soon. So what made the most money this game? Space Elevator was okay, but Onworld it was amazing as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody moved on glass sooner.
Oh, network virus. Wait, I have to check this. Okay, this is not minus.
Yeah.
Alright. People can actually get a word by network virusing water processor at this point.
So this is eggs in multiple baskets, right?
Yeah, eggs in multiple baskets.
Mm-hmm. And Clippy nanoteching.
Yeah, Clippy takes it.
Trying to get that by. There we go. Clippy takes. Well played to Clippy.
Yeah,
Played
another...
an elite, and yeah, got to steamroll his way to all the claims. Final optimization count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 perfectly optimized markets. Very nice.
Yeah.